From Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Variety show with Chef Michael, where you can learn how to cook Italian style for your family and friends. Our special guests today are the Grammy Award-winning group All for One. Yay! And they are joining us today by Skype in about 10 minutes. You can call us at 702-731-1230 and ask Chef Michael about his South Philadelphia recipes, and he will give you his secret to success cooking Italian style with only 4 spices you have in your kitchen right now.
That's right.
You can also watch Chef Michael prepare 5 dishes on Shopping at Smith's on YouTube, and stay posted for more about our upcoming TV show where Chef Michael will go into the kitchen with well-known chefs around the town, and some not so well-known, that sometimes stay in the kitchen and we never see them.
And they're great cooks.
Including Tuscany Grill's very own chef, Jerry Borman. He's going to prepare a favorite Italian recipe and desserts with him. Isn't that exciting?
I said, Jerry, what's your last name? He says, my last name is Bormalino.
Bormalino?
No, Bormalino was last name. I said, why'd you say Borman? He said, yeah, I wanted the job, he said. You know what I mean? So I said, okay, you got it, kid.
Also, for those of you who want to know, you can watch us and Sandy Kastel and Friends on YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. You can also find out more about us at our website, sandycastelandfriends.com. That's Sandy Kastel and Friends.com. Chef Michael, you look so handsome today.
You're right, I am. I'm a very handsome guy. The bottom line is that last night we rehearsed the show. We're getting everything ready. So I called Peter Pavone today, and I spoke to my buddy Peter, and I said to Pete, he said, how'd the rehearsal go? I said, you're going to cost me a lot of money.
Oh, no.
So I called the great Dick Kastel, and I says, well, Pop, you're going to have to pull another rehearsal.
Oh.
I says, because what happened, Pete was playing at the El Cortez.
Yeah.
And the songs that he was singing is Get Me to the Church on Time.
Get me to the church on time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. This particular show that we're doing is like no other.
Are
you familiar with a closer? It's called a closer. Most New York's a closer. When Sinatra did My Way, closer. Sammy Davis, songs that he did, closer. There's all closers. We got this show coming up on the 19th at the Canyon Gate Country Club. The tickets are so ridiculously low, it's pathetic.
$35.
That's a joke.
For a dinner and a show with 5 fabulous entertainers playing with a 16-piece big band, my dad's big band, Dick Kastel, who all of you know has been here since 1963, working with all the great legends of our time, including Jimmy Molidor, who's a legendary jazz musician. We've got Peter Pavone, Mark Giovi, who's outstanding, and David DaCosta. Oh my gosh, the smooth sounds of David DaCosta, Michael Leonetti, and of course, myself.
Right, and it's really funny, Sandy, because they got acts that are out there right now. I'm not going to mention their names. Nice kids. $20 to get in to go see them. And they're lounge acts.
And no dinner.
No dinner, and they're lounge acts.
I know.
One guy said to me last night, he said, Mike, I got to ask you a question. Why did you charge $35? Are you out of your mind? I'm serious.
Yep.
He said, this is a $65, $70 show. I said, let me tell you something why I did it. Number 1, to promote WEMA. Number 2, to make sure, to let people know what it's really all about. I'm a firm believer in something. I'm from the old school. I said this a long time. When I used to be a fighter, I used to box, I'd go and I'd say, something? I'll put my purse on the line. Winner takes all.
Winner takes all.
You beat me, you can have my purse. But I whoop your butt.
And it's a cute purse.
That's right. It's very nice. It was from John Styles.
I thought it was Louis Vuitton.
And we made it so affordable for people. And we really want people to have a good time, because today, these prices are absolutely astronomical,
folks. It goes with his outfit, too.
Thank you. I mean, it's a lot of money. And what we're trying, that's why we're opening up a supper club. Low cost, great food, great entertainment, because I'm looking to get somebody 2-3 times a week.
But Michael, the other reason we can do this is because we've got some fabulous sponsors. We've got Smith's Food and Drug. We've got Meineke, who's coming on board, and we've got Salvation Army, which of course we team up with. So that's a little different kind of sponsorship because, we help them raise money and things like that. And they put up our posters all the way around their stores. So we're supporting each other. We've got White House Black Market. We've got Let's Talk About Your Hair, which is a fabulous
Right, that's right. He's back in town.
Peter Anthony, they're coming back tonight. Yeah, he and Stephanie, and they're over on West Charleston, and they're fabulous. We've got Cafe de Cebu.
Not Cafe de Cebu.
Yes, wonderful Filipino restaurant. And let's see, who else? I'm missing somebody? I know I probably am. But all of our great sponsors, so it helps us be able to, for one thing, do our radio show here. Get ready to do our TV show.
Right.
And also to be able to offer just for $35, a 16-piece big band. So with all these great performers. And so we're really excited about this. And for some of you who, didn't know, we were supposed to be at Sienna's, on the 5th. So be sure that that we are not at Sienna's on the 5th, which is this Sunday. We have moved it from Sienna's over to Canyon Gate Country Club on October the 19th. So it's not this weekend. It's not this Sunday, folks. It is 2 weeks from now. It is going to be Sunday, October the 19th, and this is a fundraiser for WEMA, Women and Men in Music and Arts, and we're so excited because we're raising money for scholarships, which we can give to artists of all ages.
People say to me, how the hell did you do it for $35? They said somebody reached into their pocket, but guess what?
That's right.
Welcome to the crew. I'm the guy, me and Sadie's the one who reached into our pockets to pick up the tab on
We
this.
got a lot of help with
I know.
friends,
I
yes.
appreciate that. But I got to tell you something.
Don't forget.
Can't get a word in.
Yeah, but Michael, don't forget, all of our fans and supporters of WEMA, they help to fund these things, so that we can put on these events. We have monthly mixers, every month.
Yes,
we have a WEMA luncheon where Cafe de Cebu, Truffles and Bacon, also our other sponsor, they prepare these wonderful meals. We have great entertainment, and that's only $25 for a beautiful luncheon that where you're getting entertained, you're getting great food, and also you're raising money for the scholarships. We have given the scholarships to the opera, the International Opera Performing Experience. That's Mark Thompson. As a matter of fact, Mark Thompson is going to be here soon. He's going to be here in about a month. So,
really? He's coming from Italy again?
2 weeks. So we're going to get him back on the show with Spencer Baker. Also, we've got the UNLV Jazz program that we've donated to, and the Nevada Ballet.
Right.
And we've got, so the great thing about it is all of the people that are WEMA members, they can join, you can become a WEMA member for just $35 at our website, which is WEMAfoundation.org. That's WIMA foundation.org. You can become a member for just $35 a year and then come to our events and support WEMA and help us raise scholarship funds, for our entertainers.
Jimmy Melodor did a great job last night on Half Steps.
Half Steps. What is Half Steps?
Half Steps.
Is that like, half steps, here
something
we go,
on that line?
half
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, no.
But he did a great job, and Santo
Savino. Oh my gosh.
Man, we did that rehearsal.
Guy.
I can't wait to do this. And Jimmy just did a spectacular job. And it's nice that, like I said to you before, this guy is pound for pound one of the greatest jazz.
Pound for pound.
Yeah. Last of the great jazz players, and being a friend, it's always nice to see a buddy, still in there, practices every day.
And listen, Jimmy Molidor,
Jimmy's the best.
Yeah, Jimmy and my Molidor, Jimmy and my dad, Dick Kastel. Dad told us when we had them both here in the studio a couple months ago, and Dad, when he brought us to Las Vegas in 1963, when he joined Harry James Band, he met Jimmy Molidor, and they became good friends. And of course, co-workers or whatever, because they were working in some of the bands together. So, and they've been friends all these years. So
and that's about 97 years they've been friends.
That's about 97
Dick
years.
Dick Kastel's 172, and Jimmy's 41.
He says, "No, I'm only 84. Don't say I'm 102."
It's a funny thing, Sandy. We got a great show today. We got one guest. Well, I don't mean one person, but an act.
One group.
Pound
Amazing.
for pound. I was listening to these kids this morning, and I got to tell you something. They're on the lines of the four freshmen, the Modernaires. A harmony group. Harmony is very, very difficult. My favorite harmony group in the world was the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills. Oh my gosh! Now you're going way back.
Wait a minute. They were a barbershop choir. I mean, they had a harmony that was incredible. And these kids did. When I say kids, I mean I got my son's 45, and I don't mean this to say anything disrespectful. But these young men, when they came out, and I'm watching and I'm listening to harmonics that they did, I said, boy, these guys are terrific.
They're good.
Unbelievable. Nice-looking guys. They got out there, knocked them dead. And it's nice to see fresh people that get out there and they're not a soup can.
Fresh new talent.
No soup can. Soup cans mean these people here, they don't have their parts. They don't have an ear. Because man, when you do 4-part, 3-part harmony, 5-part harmony, man, it's a feel.
You've got to have it down. You got to have it down.
And I'll tell you something, Sandy. These guys impressed me. I got on the YouTube and I watched them all morning this morning, and I want to thank them for not having breakfast because I made a nice meatball sandwich, and there's no way I could have ate it because I'm listening to these kids sing. So now I'm starving. But anyway, we're so happy to have him, and I want to turn over the dais right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you to listen carefully. The 91,000 listeners that listen to us every single day, like you guys got nothing better to do than listen to us. Miss Sandy Kastel.
All for one. Hello, guys. How are you? I see you there on Skype. How you doing? Good. We're going to try to, we were trying to get you both on film here. You going to be able to do that, John? But we won't be able to see them, right? But that's okay. Can you guys see us? Did you turn that little camera around so they can see us, so when we're waving and making fun, doing things?
Could you see us now?
Hi.
Now, there you are.
Oh,
I bet you've never seen a guy so handsome in your life. Man, tell the truth. Come on, forget about it.
Is he a sharp dresser or what?
Absolutely. Sharp as a tack.
Thank you, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Where are you kids calling from?
We are calling you from Connecticut right now. We have a show tonight.
No kid. Believe it or not, I got family in Norwalk.
Nice.
Boy, Connecticut, I'm telling you, I'm going back in the 60s. You kids weren't even born. That place was phenomenal. They got a river. Where's the river? There's a river you go fishing. Where the heck's it at?
Yeah, it's right out of the window.
You got a view of the river?
You got the river. Great. They had those little fish. They were fantastic. My Aunt Phil, because I'm Italian. I don't know if you can tell. But we had a great time in Connecticut, and the homes were just so beautiful. Back in the 60s was great. And in my era, when I say my era, at being the age of 62, it was Blood, Sweat, and Tears. It was Creedence Clearwater Revival. Mm-hmm. I always like to go back 15 years prior. I should have been born in the 40s versus the 50s. But the Modernaires were a phenomenal, and I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. The Modernaires, great act, and they had the Letterman. So when I watched you guys today on the tape, on YouTube, I was so impressed because your harmonics were absolutely spectacular.
You know, Michael, we say this is a new group, but it's new to the last decade or so. But, they started out in the 90s, and they've been making beautiful music ever since. And so it's really been, 20 years that you've been on the music scene. And they've got a brand new album coming out, and it's a 20-song CD called Number 20.
That's what it's called. It's funny, fellas, just so you know, at KLAV here in Las Vegas, #1 radio show. They started with 20,000 listeners, which wasn't bad. Since Sandy and I have been on, we're up to almost 100,000 people right now.
It's 99.9.
Yeah, not only watching you, but listening to you. We got the drive time. We got prime time. And the nice thing about this is we're moving over to television. Over almost 300,000 people watching. So, again, we're going to have you guys back again. And hopefully that you'll get on the TV with us.
Yeah, are you guys coming into Las Vegas?
Are you coming to Vegas at all?
Soon?
Yes, we're actually going to be there
October
19th.
No, impossible.
Oh, you're kidding.
You're kidding. We'll be in concert at the Country Club that night.
Are you performing that night?
Yeah, we're doing a benefit concert at the Venetian for neurofibrosis.
Oh, you are? Now, so what day do you come in?
We'll probably come in the day before.
That's
Well,
Saturday.
let's get together with you guys on Saturday.
Yes.
We'll get you for TV too, okay?
Actually,
All right,
the
we love
concert
that.
is at 1 p.m. in the afternoon on Sunday.
Oh, it's 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Perfect.
I got a great idea, guys. Listen up.
We could, go
Listen
over
up
there
carefully,
and
because you guys are self-contained. We got a packed house. We're sold out. We only got 3 tables left. It's 150, and we live at the Canyon Gate Estates. Okay, well, where all the billionaires are at. Anyway, it's a supper club. It's a 16. It's a 16-piece orchestra. Myself and 5 other acts. I would love. It's going to be shot for the television show. It would be phenomenal for you guys to come in so I can introduce you.
We might have to talk to their managers about it.
Well, bring him too. I'll give a nice veal cutlet sandwich.
There you go.
But I'm telling you, if you guys would like to do that, and we would put you on the show, because this is going to be shot for our television show. So we would kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So it's up to you. Give us a call. Let us know what you would like to do, and if you would like to do it, love to for you to come on.
Well, not only that, just like you're doing that for another good cause,
This is a charitable event also as well.
We raise money for scholarships for the arts because
that's awesome.
Very cool.
Obviously, so I got to ask you a question right off the top here. Okay, let's cut to the chase. You guys started out obviously when you were kids, singing, each one of you. Now, who were your mentors growing up? Because you had to have mentors.
Man, the thing is, we all come from similar and different backgrounds, and I think we all have our individual mentors. I know for me, my dad used to listen to a lot of jazz, but my mom listened to a lot of soul and gospel, and then I got into Donny Hathaway and Stevie Wonder and a lot of groups like that, and I think all of us have some similar musical tastes.
Luther Vandross, Patti LaBelle.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
What do you think about Mahalia Jackson?
Journey, New Edition.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Me, Count Basie, Frank Sinatra.
Nice.
Oh, absolutely.
Nat King Cole.
Why did I date myself? Unbelievable.
I know. I was noticing that. But you know what?
Yeah.
You're talking about some of the newer. You had older and newer influences in your life, and that's the way music is.
Sure.
It all goes back to what do they say? There's only 8 notes, on the scale,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And I don't care.
It's all been sung before. There's only so many things. You just got to try to make it your own.
Yeah, and we've all heard the notes, but it goes. The range is so astronomical. I mean, from classical to jazz to blues to funk to R&B to to all these different styles, and we're dealing with 8 notes.
Yeah.
How do we make it that different?
So we don't forget, since you're on the 19th and it's a charitable event, once again, fellas, could the people buy tickets to come to see you on that day? So our listeners and viewers could hear, who do they call? What do they need to do?
Yeah.
You can go to a website called N as in Nancy, F as in Frank, Hope.org, I believe it is. nfhope.org.
nfhope.org, and that's at 1 p.m. And that's going to be, where is that?
That's at the Venetian.
Have you guys been there before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ain't that place
Have
great?
you gone on the gondola?
It is beautiful.
I like to jump overboard and take a dive in. I did that once. They threw me the hell out. I had a great time. I jumped right in the water. They said, get that Italian guy out of the pool. He's greasing up the whole joint.
You know what? Listen, I'd like to hear these guys sing. You going to sing a little something for us?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. This is the first song we ever sang together, and I'm sure you may recognize it. So we'll give you a little taste of it.
Okay.
As we stroll along together, holding hands, walking all alone. So in love are we two that we don't know what to do. So in love, in a world of our own.
So in love.
Yeah, baby. It's a funny thing that you...
Right here on the show, live.
It's a funny thing you sang
All
that.
for one. Oh, my God.
It was great because when I was a kid in Atlantic City, we would find a place that had an echo.
All right.
Like
An
a
echo.
shower. The shower.
Like a shower. Now, on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, right next to the John F. Kennedy Memorial, they had a public bathroom in there. But the acoustics was phenomenal. So me and my cousin, my cousin Frank, my cousin Jimmy, and my cousin Angel, we would go in and we would sing, not that song, but a couple of remember Frankie Lyman?
Of course.
And we would do a couple of Frankie Lyman numbers and stuff like that, and the acoustics would, and the cop would come and say, "Hey, you kids, get the hell out of here! People are trying to go to the bathroom." And we would be singing, but the acoustics was phenomenal. And back in Philly, we used to go into the L or in the subway. Mm-hmm. And they had that echo chamber. But you guys, I'm telling you something. It's what a beautiful change. You guys got an album coming out?
Yes, we do. We do. It's our 20th anniversary album, and it's going to be 20 songs. So it's basically going to be a completely brand new album. And then we've also did all of our live hits. We did them live not too long ago, a live concert. So we're going to include those as well. And, we're just super excited about that.
Well, it says, I just want to read a few of these songs. It says it's a melange of tunes that All for One's adult contemporary fans will understand regardless of the different nations they span across. The life cycle of love, pain, and happy moments expressed through music is a language all speak fluently. The CD includes the group's trademark 4-part harmony song in the soul-stirring love ballads Chariots, Now That We're Together, I Won't Let You Down, and Life at All, to highlight just a few of the favorites. The infectious mid-tempo Baby Love, an 80s cover, Who Do You Love, is reminiscent of a nostalgic sound, while the head-jerking up-tempo beat Lose It will make you do just that in a good way.
Yeah.
This is truly a CD, the group's best. Having said that, it would be be incomplete without the live version of the greatest hits that propelled All for One as an international success. 20 songs in one package, each song punctuated with raw emotion. Listeners will ride on a musical journey that will want to take over and over again. Wow, this is amazing. I want to ask you this. When you're working together, how does it start out? If you say, okay, guys, let's work on a new song, how does it start out? What's your process?
It just depends, because sometimes, it might be just starting something from scratch. Sometimes it may even be, I have a studio in Los Angeles. We all live that on the West Coast, so
right.
I have a studio there, and sometimes it may start with an instrumental track that we've created and then that we've been living with, and then of course that instrumental track will have a feel to it, and sometimes it's like this feels like a love song or a sad song or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So it just depends. Every song, songs are like children. They all need love, but they just need a different type of love.
Well, I got a song for you that I know that you do.
Okay.
Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Yeah, I love that record.
Remember that tune?
Why do birds sing so gay? Lovers, the break of day. Why do they fall in love?
That's the song. Yeah, it's great, man. That's See, those kind of tunes, people don't sing anymore. Because the melody of this, being a musician, the melody of those songs, the harmonic sounds are so solid. And we're talking back in the 50s when they did those kind of tunes. There's not that many acts that are out there like you guys. You know why? They can't cut it. I call them soup cans. They can't do it. You guys got something fun. I'm serious.
Have you ever heard that term before, guys?
Well, I used to soup can. Yeah,
No,
now you know. This guy's a soup can. You know what I mean? He forgot about it. He doesn't have what it takes. Years ago when I was in Vegas, if you kids would have came to Vegas in '74, you had to be good. They had entertainment directors like Walter Kane.
Oh, yeah.
Walter, we're talking Jack
Aglass. Just slide in there.
Phenomenal. These
guys
were entertainment directors. And when you came out, they auditioned you. You did a showcase.
Yeah.
These guys will walk out. Fellas, I'm telling you, they gave you 2.5 minutes. As soon as you walked out on stage, they looked at you from your toes to your head. They know exactly if they were going to buy you.
It's like impress me.
Right. Today's a little different story because there's not that many great acts that are out there. There's a handful of guys that are still punching away, and I'm talking about the big stars, but like Harry Conniff Jr., Michael Bublé, the guys that are still keeping that sound of what it was years ago. And when I listen to you guys, that's what brought me back to those memories because I'm telling you, kids are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Appreciate that.
let me ask you this. How has the internet, I know because you guys have been around for a while, so you've gone through this transition that a lot of the newer artists, haven't dealt with. They just started out, going right online and stuff. But how have you seen a big change going from, selling, having platinum sellers, albums to selling things and having the streaming online and all this? How has that changed how you're dealing with bringing in an income?
There's always change, and it's either you change with the times or you get left behind. And there definitely has been some things that are different. It used to be that when we have a record come out, we would set up this, huge promotional tour across the country where we stop at all these different record stores, and we would do what we call in-stores, where we would be there signing autographs, doing a small performance, and and getting out to shake hands and see the fans. But there are definitely no more in-stores. Our in-store now would be something like this, us in front of a Skype cam. Yeah. And doing a world in-store. It's there's definitely been some differences, but, like I said, I'm probably one of the coolest nerds you'll ever meet. I love computers and that kind of stuff, and I love technology, and, so it's either you embrace it and roll with it, or keep trying to do the old thing that no one else is doing. Well,
I remember when a lot of the major labels were holding on to the old style, and they weren't letting go, too soon, too quickly, and then we lost a lot of them.
Well, I'm very proud to have. I'm very proud. I don't have a CD, but I got 245 records I cut.
He's got a 78.
I got a 33. Let me cut. Wait, no 78. 33 album. I got
my record player.
I've been down here. I can't find one to play my song.
Talk to my dad. He's got everything.
My father-in-law. Oh my God, he's got more stuff.
My dad, will go and pick up, the old reel-to-reel, because he's got old reel-to-reels when he was playing with Harry James, or when he was playing with the band Henry Mancini, things like that. So, the times they are a-changing, but now they're coming back with some kind of vinyl. They said they're going to be doing this, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of record stores, especially in LA. In LA, there's record stores like Amoeba Music, and there's another one I go to, I love, called Second Spin, where they sell new and used records. Right. And they all of them have a huge vinyl section, and vinyl is really coming back. I have this record player that's pretty cool, and you can buy them anywhere now, where you literally take a USB cable out of the actual record player and put it into your computer, so you can transfer all of your records over to MP3.
Wow, how do you like that?
I know, isn't it amazing? Have you ever paid attention, some of these movies where they go back into time, like a Mega Man or whatever, or some of these old movies, and they go back and they uncover, like an old Ford, Mustang or something, or they find a record player, and all of a sudden they're playing, the albums and stuff. It's like the kids know nothing about this stuff now, but now, like you said, you can we've got, I remember, what was it, 8 tracks?
Right.
Did you guys have 8 tracks at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen an 8-track.
You've seen it.
Believe it or not, I had an 8-track. I stuck it in my glove compartment. I did, because back in the 70s, they would steal them.
They were the size of a VCR tape.
Right, they would look in. So I had it in my glove compartment, so nobody would rob it. Yeah. I would open it up with the CD. You can't even.
As a matter of fact, we've got a bunch of these old TVs. They've got for the VHS tapes, and even those are getting extinct. You can't even buy a TV like that anymore.
Yeah,
so.
Right.
Yeah, my uncle used to have an 8-track Walkman. It looked like a suitcase.
A Walkman with an 8-track. That's funny.
Like that.
Now you guys have a lot of your songs that are getting played in commercials and movies. Who takes care of that? Is that what your manager, or you have somebody that markets your songs or promotes them to get them on to shows?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a manager, and we have a manager that actually submits those. We also, just the songs, being that they're
famous,
I guess, songs that are attached themselves to the listeners, movie producers and all that sort of find the songs. Songs like I Swear seem to keep popping up in movies and surprising us as well.
What's your manager's name? Let's give him a plug.
Her name is Hannah Jones.
Hannah Jones, not Hannah Jones.
Hannah Jones.
So how did you meet Hannah Jones? How did she find you?
We met Hannah a while ago, and
she bailed you out of jail.
Friends.
What happened?
No.
I'm kidding.
We met Hannah through mutual friends, and she's been with us now for a little while, and she's doing an amazing job.
So how important is it to have a good manager in this industry?
Very, yeah, it's very important because, whoever that person is, they're representing you. And hopefully you want to make sure that whoever is representing you understands your goals and what it is you're trying to accomplish, and will work towards helping you get those things in a manner that, reflects who you are and what it is you want to do.
Right. Yeah, because I know sometimes you can get a manager and they almost ruin your career. We've seen a lot of examples of that with young actors.
Barry Manilow. Look what happened to Barry Manilow. That guy wiped him out. That wiped that kid out.
Yeah.
He trusted him millions.
Yeah.
But he made a comeback. Like I said, my day out here, it would be nice to have Hannah, but I had a guy named Antonio Endolini. When I came in, he says, "Let me tell you something, kid. You're going to be singing at Caesars, and let me tell you how much you got to pay me."
2, 3. I swear by the moon and the stars in the skies, I'll be there, and I swear, like the shadow that's by your side, I'll be there.
That's beautiful. That's so
great.
beautiful. I get chills when you guys sing. You've toured around the world. So now, what do you have coming up right now? Besides, you're out there, you're going to be promoting your new album.
Yes.
And you've got a Christmas album, which we'll be hearing a lot of. It's already been out, but we're going to hear even more about it, right, this year?
Yeah, we've been what we call weekend warriors, where we go out and do shows, on certain weekends and whatnot. We've been trying to just focus on getting the album finished. We're very, very close to having it done. Mm-hmm. So we kind of been pulling double duty of, working on the album and getting that done, as well as, going out. Like tonight we're in Connecticut, and then we'll leave here like 1:30 in the morning to fly back to the West Coast to Oakland to go do a few shows, in Oakland over the weekend. So,
that's where my family
we get
lives,
pretty busy.
Now, when you come in on the 18th, you'll be here on the 19th. When you flying back?
Probably the 20th.
Or the next day?
You just come in for a couple, just to do and then they're out again.
Show,
And now
so
you guys
come in the day before
by
and leave the
yourselves?
day
You
after.
coming with your wife's girlfriend's what?
Always.
Good, because every time I traveled, I always had 2-3 broads with me all the time. Way before I met Sandy.
That's she's an old school player.
Okay. If you come in and if you can do the show, I'd love to invite you as our guest to come and see our concert with your family. It's a sit-down dinner. You guys all have a phenomenal time. And the show's at 8, dinner's at 7 o'clock. Dinner starts at 7, so you guys will be done. If you got no plans, love to invite you, the whole gang. I'll get you a table on Sandy and I to come at the country club, sit down and relax and enjoy the show, because we're also going to be televised. At least we can interview you for that shot.
It's a big band.
16-piece orchestra.
16-piece
got a
band.
great. You guys will go out of your mind if you can. So when you come into town, get a hold of Sandy, and if you like to do it, love to have you. That olive branch is out there for you, fellas.
Thank you. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you all.
Now listen. All right, I got another question for you.
Okay.
All right. So, you guys started out in the business. I'm sure there's been some ups and downs, some challenges along the way. What would you say has been the biggest challenge for you as a group or individually in the industry?
Ooh. I would say, as you said earlier, in our business, and it's one of the things that when we're talking to younger artists, we try to hit them up to. But our business is the only business in the world where you don't need qualifications, you don't need a degree, you don't need anything. You can just say, I'm going to be a music mogul, and you could be in jail on Monday and be out on Friday and be a music mogul and take advantage of a lot of creative kids. There's a lot of folks who are creative who don't want to deal with the business side. And I think that's the hardest part, and it never stops. At the beginning of our career, we had to deal with a lot of those type of folks, and even now, there's a lot of those type of folks who are still out just trying to take advantage of people because they know they can.
Right.
And I think that's probably one of the hardest things to still deal with. I don't know if you know.
I agree. They're called record labels.
Yeah, and so the advice that you would give somebody just starting out in the industry is how do you watch out for that, or how do you watch out for things like that, and what do you do to prepare yourself?
It's really hard to watch out for that sometimes, because if you're just starting, you kind of just want to get your foot in the door. All the cards are on the other person's table.
Right.
The thing to have is just a good lawyer to hopefully lessen what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're not complaining at all. We've had a great career, and we were not one of those people that you hear about on the behind the musics, but we've seen it happen to a lot of people in friends.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well. Also, it's important, to perfect your craft. I mean, to hone your craft, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And be the best you can be. Jimmy Molador, we were talking about Jimmy Molador. He's a legendary jazz musician.
You can pull him up on the YouTube. Greatest jazz man.
Just like my dad. My dad's 84. Here, this is a perfect example, and I'm sure you guys are the same way. Here they are, and I think Jimmy's in his 70s, my dad's in his 80s, and they practice every day. Every day. Okay.
Yeah.
And Michael said, Jimmy, what are you doing? Why are you practicing every day? He goes, I have to be, every note when I play has to be, I have to be prepared. And so he rehearses, for 3 or 4 hours a day, especially when
this cat is on the line. Yeah. This guy's on the lines of John Coltrane.
Wow.
Okay, Charlie Parker.
Yeah.
And we're blessed to have him in our show because, jazz guys are, musicians are great. You know what I mean? But you can't have a soup can, because when you're up there and you're all really good at what you do, you become very critical of yourself. Because if you're not critical of yourself, and remember one thing, gentlemen, the audience will tell you how good you are.
And they have been telling you for the past 2
audience,
years.
You know what I mean? And I go see an act, and we would go review an act. I never sat in the front. I would always sit in the back, the last seat in the back. Never watch the act. I watch the audience. And that's what tells you. Because it's easy to grab your first 4 rows. You know what I mean? You got that eye contact. But if you can reach that guy in the back of that row, and then at the end of your show, you got a standing ovation, and from 5 rows back, you got people standing up, you guys got it. The people in the front are easy. Okay? It's the ones behind that 5th row. That's the hook.
Also, you as singers, your body is your instrument. Your body is your instrument. So how do you guys take care of yourselves so that because you're out touring all the time, you got to make sure that you're always in good condition. Your vocals, you're healthy, so that you don't have to cancel any tours. How do you take care of yourselves?
We only do top shelf liquor.
Well, one thing I want you guys to know.
Well, good. That's good to know.
Sandy does the same thing. Not with liquor. She does dance class. She does dance classes, yoga classes, vocal classes, piano classes, everything but cooking classes.
I leave that up to Chef Michael. Okay, now that you brought up that cooking. Okay, guys, I know you guys love Italian food. What is your favorite dish? And Chef Michael will give you a recipe.
That's right, fellas.
What's
your favorite dish?
What's your favorite dish?
Me?
No, yours. You guys, tell us what your favorite dish is, and Chef Michael will give you a recipe for it.
I will say this. Every year, for the last few years, we've been playing this big festival in Boston.
Uh-huh.
And what's the St. Agrippina?
Yeah.
And they usually take us to this Italian restaurant there in like the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And oh my God, man, everything at that place is amazing.
Incredible. Sound Italian, the lobster ravioli,
yes,
the chicken cacciatore.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a treat. A couple of days ago, you remember the coasters?
Yes,
absolutely.
What was the kid's name that's on the coasters that was with us?
Edwin Cook. Edwin Cook. Yeah. Well, he's one of the family. He's one of the in the lineage, right?
Okay. So Edwin Cook comes to the studio. Now he's a brother, as you know. And what happened is we're talking about different recipes.
Yeah.
So I says to him, I make the best Italian collard greens you ever tasted in your life.
Oh.
He said to me, "You're kidding me, Mike." Now, me and this kid just clicked it. Well, he came over to the estate, and we shoot our shows out of some of the shows out of our estate, our home. And we invited him over to be interviewed. I said, Sandy, I'm going to surprise this kid. Now, fellas, let me tell you what I made. I'm Italian, all right? I got the collard green. Now, most time with collard green, you boil it. And many of the African-American people, they put vinegar. That's their style. I do it differently. Get the collard green, you wash it, you chop it up. You fry it with oil and garlic. You add salt, pepper, and granulated garlic on top of that, and a little bit of red pepper if you want. Once that collard green's nice and tender, you take the collard green out of the pan. You get yourself a loaf of Italian bread. Cut the bread down the middle. Take the inside of the bread out. Stuff that bread with that collard green. Then get yourself some provolone cheese, about 5 slices, and you peel it out like you're stealing cards. And boys, you bake it in the oven for about 5 minutes. You never ate a sandwich so delicious in your life like this sandwich. And Edwin Cook said, Mike, he said, I thought you were Italian, but you're a brother like me. I said, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
Well, the funny thing is we just had this conversation just yesterday, Delius and I, because I was telling him, especially with us black people, like, black people get real weird about their collard greens. Like, they don't want to touch collard greens outside of their mama's house.
That's right.
And it's like, and with most people, including him, it's like we go to eat, and I said, hey, D, we go to this barbecue place, and I said, they have collard greens. She's like, oh, no. I'm like, trust me, you're not going to get sick if you eat them. Like, you're not going to get a disease just because they're not your mama's collard greens. You could try them and see if you like them or not. But he makes probably some of the most amazing collard greens I've ever tasted. I love my mama, but his are better.
Well, you know what? First time I ever had it, I was down in New Orleans, and they were so hot. It was so hot I couldn't even eat it. And then I didn't try it for a long time. And then my friends made them for me a totally different time, like years later. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. How come it's like everybody has a different, like you said, a different flavor. Yeah. And down where I'd had it in New Orleans, for some reason that family, they put a lot of white pepper in it. They had it really, and so it had a really hot taste, and it was too much for me. But later on, my friends made it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So I know you guys have another show you got to go to, the Mulberry Lane Show, with those 3 beautiful, beautiful sisters, the Mulberry Lane Show. And it's going to be, you got to go in about, 10 minutes or so? Yeah. 5 minutes? Yeah. So we want to thank you guys so much for being on our show here, Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. Do you guys want to take it out with a song?
Yeah, and also, too, if it's okay with you, we would love to invite a lot of your guests to see us online at the Twitter.
Yes.
And it's all_4_1. So ALL_4_1. And then on the Facebook, it's all the number 4, 1, O-N-E, page, P-A-G-E.
Oh, okay. So that's the official page for you guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So if you want to see what we're up to, you want to find out where we are, check out the record when it's out, those are the best places to do it.
Thank you so much. Of course, we invite you to join ours, too. Sandy Kastel and Friends on Facebook. Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you again for singing for us. What are you going to sing for us now?
Sure. We'll do this one. This is one that we did for Bill Clinton, and not trying to be political, but he asked us to sing for his inauguration.
Cool. All right.
We put this together.
Okay, great.
All right. All right, lean in, Alfred. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and yeah. When you're down and I'm feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side, Oh, when times are rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down over troubled waters. I will lay me down.
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a great tour, and congratulations on your new album. We look forward to hearing it. Okay?
Call us when you get into town, fellas. Give us a holler.
Give us a holler. Yeah, that's right. Love you guys. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
That was nice. Was that nice, Sandy?
That was wonderful. Oh my gosh, what a great time. And and they're going to be on the Mulberry Lane show.
Okay.
Look at these girls. Oh my gosh, they're adorable.
They're beautiful girls.
I'll have to give you this, John, so you can put that up
today's Friday.
Today's Friday.
And
yes.
we had last night, without no exaggeration, a plethora of emails of what's going on. Let me ask you a question, Sandy.
Yeah.
What do people want to know?
Yeah.
Are we closing today?
Well, they made us an offer we couldn't refuse, so I guess we're going to stick around for a while.
But it'll be Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay?
I guess, if that's what you say.
Well, that's up to you, sweetheart. But you're going to have to give me a couple days to myself.
Oh,
you're welcome
you need
to
a
do
couple
the show
days to yourself?
Oh,
really?
But here's the bottom line, everybody.
You mean I might have to get another co-host?
That's okay with me,
my gosh.
trust me.
Well, how about if we do this? How about if I get another co-host for the first 2 days, and then you can have another co-host for 2 days, and then we'll do it together
I'll just take the other 3 days off. I'm fine with that.
Well, anyway, the bottom line is yes, folks, we are going to TV, and we've got a lot of things on our plate.
Right.
But we had a conversation yesterday with the staff here at KLAV, and they've asked us to stay on, and so we are. We're going to work out all the details, and we'll be posting on our Facebook page to let you know exactly what we're doing. But you will be hearing from us on KLAV 1230 AM here on your dial. And Michael, we got another 5 minutes. Well, I would really like to hear. I'd really like to hear about what we've got coming up, on the 19th.
Well, the 19th, everybody knows that we have the big show that we're doing. And last night we had a great rehearsal.
I know.
But I called your father today.
Yes.
Okay, and I had to dig one more time deeper into my pocket.
Yeah.
And I said, let's call third rehearsal, because I really want to get this to be, because like I said to you, ladies and gentlemen, this particular show is not your stock show where bands go in, and when you got a guy like Mark Jehovah, who is absolutely phenomenal.
Did you check with Mark?
What's that? I'll call him, but he got it down pat.
Oh, he already got it down.
And then you get like Peter Pavone, who actually pulled a chart that I like. I'm getting married in the morning, ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Those tunes there. I mean, these are closer numbers, and you don't have a 4-piece band up there. And these are all charts.
Oh yes, 16-piece band. You got to have charts that are and the thing of it is we had two nights of rehearsal, but we didn't get to be there on Wednesday because on Wednesday nights, folks, we're over at Tuscany Grill.
Right.
And you got to join us at Tuscany Grill. But anyway, so Mark went and did the rehearsal Wednesday night, and the big band rehearsed a bunch of their tunes that they're going to be playing because they're going to do a whole set by themselves while everybody's eating.
45 minutes.
Oh my gosh, you're going to have the Dick Kastel Orchestra playing while you're eating, and then we're going to have our show starting at 8 o'clock with all the singers.
I would like to make an apology to our sponsors that we did not mention today, and I purposely did that.
Purposely.
And the reason why I did that is because when we have that type of act that we just had on.
Oh yeah, all for one.
You know what I mean? I wanted to make sure that we try to give the equal time, to bring to the listeners that are out there. Do you understand?
Yeah, because this is amazing.
And
group,
also the viewers, because John, what time will this be up on YouTube?
3
o'clock in the afternoon.
3 o'clock this afternoon.
You put Sandy Kastel
and
friends and the date.
Today's date.
Today's the 3rd.
October 3rd.
And you will see this whole show, and you'll see the Skype where you can see these guys. And I'm telling you something, this absolutely came out phenomenal. We'd like to thank everybody. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know something. Real quick, a lady called me last night in tears.
in tears.
She was crying. She said,
no, what happened?
She was sad that we were closing the show. She said, Mike.
Well, Paris Red was sad too.
She says, I wake up every morning to hear the foolishness and wacky stuff that comes out of your mouth. And all them people, and have a lot of fun. So I says, something, San, what are we going to do? I'm trying to say, because folks, yeah, of course.
Empirical.
And I got to tell you, you people are listening, because if you weren't listening, we would not have any sponsors. We would not have no sponsors if you're not listening. And our sponsors are very, very happy. The only thing we're doing is taking to another level.
That's right.
And we're going up to television.
And what we're giving you is, we're going to have radio and television. And soon we are looking for that perfect supper club. If anyone knows of a place that needs new management and needs to have a
to
home
buy
makeover,
the place, I'd want to buy a place.
702-348-5707. That's 348-5707. Give me a call. Any of you realtors that have a wonderful business that would work for a supper club, because we are looking for that perfect spot on the west side of town, because that's where we live. And it'll be a little easier for us to get there day in and day out, because we're looking for a spot where we can have some WEMA mixers, we can have some lunches, some fashion shows.
And I have learned something. It's important to have your own
some
place.
Wonderful entertainment where we can have the big band, we can have a small band, we can bring in entertainers from Las Vegas that are wonderful, wonderful, amazing talent.
Can we have a little music to say goodbye? Some of Sandy's music.
Some music to say
Ladies
goodbye.
and gentlemen, you've been marvelous. We love you. Today is Friday.
That's right.
We got lots to do. Don't forget the 19th. Don't forget to come to see us
Wednesday night
at the Tuscany Grill with Lou and the whole gang that's up there. We love you guys. Guess what? We ain't going nowhere. Ain't you happy? You
1105.
Dirty man.
Tuscany Grill, 11105 Southeastern. Join us there 7 p.m. We're going from 7 to 10 p.m. next Wednesday and every Wednesday after that. So bye. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week. And love you.
Get a meatball sandwich now.
Yeah, you can go to get a meatball sandwich. I want a frittata.